In the year 3023, humans had finally made their mark on the galaxy. With spaceships that glided through the stars and technology that could mend bones with a touch, humanity was ready for intergalactic interactions. But with progress came unexpected surprises. On a distant planet called Verthara, a purple-skinned alien known as Queen Zillara ruled. She had wisdom in her eyes and a crown made of twinkling starstones. Zillara was unlike any other queen, for she had a curious mind and wanted to learn about the human race. One day, she decided to organize a grand event, inviting humans and aliens alike to celebrate unity across the universe. Shane, a young human man, was chosen to represent Earth at this event. Shane was brave and adventurous. He loved exploring new worlds, and the chance to meet alien beings thrilled him. He arrived on Verthara in a spaceship, landing near the Queen's palace, which sparkled like a million diamonds in the sunlight. The celebrations were vibrant, filled with strange music and colorful lights. Aliens from different planets danced with joy, cooking delightful dishes unique to their worlds. Shane felt like he was in a dream. He met creatures with multiple arms, beings that glowed in the dark, and even a floating jelly-like entity that spoke through vibrations. As the night came, Zillara took center stage. Her voice echoed through the crowd. "Welcome, beings of the galaxy. Tonight, we celebrate our differences and our connections." The crowd cheered loudly, and for a moment, peace and harmony filled the air. In her speech, Zillara revealed the reason for the gathering. "We must unite. Let us forge alliances and share our cultures." Enthusiasm erupted, and Shane joined in the applause, feeling inspired. During the evening, Zillara and Shane found themselves seated next to each other at a grand feast. They exchanged stories. Shane spoke of Earth's beautiful mountains and oceans, while Zillara told him about the lush forests of Verthara and the floating cities that hovered above the planet. As they talked, a strange feeling grew between them. They shared laughter and curious glances. After some time, Zillara leaned in closer and whispered, "You have something special about you, human." Shane smiled, feeling flattered. As the night wore on, Zillara took Shane on a tour of her palace, showing him the wonders of her kingdom. She revealed a garden filled with flowers that changed color with the passing of time and a library of holographic books that told stories from across the galaxy. But then, something unusual happened. A bright light surrounded them. Zillara stepped back, her eyes wide with surprise. "Oh no! I didn't expect this!" she exclaimed. "What is it?" Shane asked, confused. The alien queen took a deep breath and said, "I believe my essence is responding to you. I have impregnated myself with your DNA." Shane stood in shock, unsure of what to say. "Are you telling me that you're pregnant?" he stammered. Zillara nodded slowly, her expression serious. "In our culture, we can merge with beings we connect with. It creates a life form that carries both our essences. You are destined to be a part of this special creation." The revelation shocked Shane, but he felt a strange sense of excitement. Together, they could bring forth an entirely new being that combined the traits of both their worlds. Still, the responsibility weighed heavily on him. "What does this mean for us?" he asked. The queen smiled warmly. "It means we must work together, share our knowledge, and raise this new life with love. The galaxy can learn from us." As their bond deepened, word spread throughout Verthara. The news of Zillara's pregnancy created waves of excitement. Different factions of aliens reacted differently, some celebrated, while others worried about the implications of an alliance between a human and an alien queen. Meanwhile, Shane and Zillara began to build a connection beyond that one fateful evening. They spent days preparing for the upcoming changes. They discussed how to raise their unique child and what values to instill. One day, while they were exploring the forest near the palace, they sat on a log and made plans. Zillara said, "We must ensure our child understands both of our cultures. We can show them how to appreciate the marvels of Earth and the beauty of Verdhara. Shane nodded enthusiastically. Yes. I can teach them about human art, music, and our planet's history. And you can teach them about Verthara's colorful dance, its history, and how to communicate with nature. Days turned into weeks, and as the seasons changed, it became clear that Zillara's pregnancy was progressing. They decorated a room in the palace, filling it with art from Earth and beautiful tapestries from Verdhara. However, not everyone was pleased. A faction of disgruntled aliens, led by a fierce warrior named Goldhar, opposed the union. They believed that a mix between human and alien would create chaos. Goldhar rallied others, and they began to plot against Zillara and Shane. One evening, while Zillara was resting, Shane noticed a group of warriors gathering outside the castle. He knew trouble was brewing. Without hesitation, he rushed to Zillara, urgency flashing in his eyes. Zillara, we have to prepare. Goldhar and his followers are planning something against us, he warned. Zillara frowned, her regal demeanor unwavering. We must speak to them. Violence is not the answer. Shane disagreed but understood her perspective. They together approached the warriors, stepping into the gathering with determination. Listen. Zillara called, silencing the crowd. This union is a blessing. Our child will bring knowledge and peace. Embrace this future, not fear it. Goldhar stepped forward. You betray your kind by merging with a human. What will your people become? Zillara looked at Shane, then back at the crowd. We are not enemies. We are allies. Together, we can learn from each other. Fear will only tear us apart. Her words resonated, igniting conversation among the crowd. Many began to see the potential of the union. Eventually, one by one, the warriors lowered their arms and opened their hearts. Shane found himself standing beside Zillara, feeling a sense of pride. The crowd was beginning to turn, and future moments filled with hope could replace the fear that once ruled the gathering. Weeks later, as Zillara gave birth, the palace cheered. A hybrid child, a blend of human and Vertharan, brought forth joy and hope for both species. They named her Lyra, meaning light. As years passed, Lyra grew, embodying traits from both her parents. She learned to dance with grace while also appreciating human creativity. The galaxy watched a new era unfold, where understanding replaced fear, thanks to a human and an alien queen who dared to love across the stars. Human, you've impregnated me, declares the alien queen on Galactic Reddit. Xyler, a lowly human janitor on the space station Xylos, hummed a jaunty tune as he polished the chrome floor. He wasn't exactly thrilled with his job, but the pay was decent, and the view of the swirling nebula outside was unbeatable. He'd been working at Xylos for 5 years, and hadn't had much interaction with the Xylos royalty, the ZZ Glorg. They were known for their aloofness and their iridescent purple skin. One day, a frantic message buzzed on his work comm. It was from the Galactic Reddit, a popular social media platform across many galaxies. The headline screamed, "Human, you've impregnated me," declares the alien queen on Galactic Reddit. Xyler nearly dropped his polishing rag. He couldn't believe his eyes. The post, which had already garnered millions of comments and upvotes, was from ZZ Glorga, the queen of the ZZ Glorg. The accompanying image showed her, regal and purple, cradling a slightly swollen abdomen. She had detailed, in a surprisingly straightforward manner, her encounter with a human who worked on Xylos space station. Panic set in. Xyler, a man who mostly interacted with rusty pipes and malfunctioning toilets, was now the center of a galactic scandal. He hadn't encountered any ZZ Glorg, let alone the Queen, in his 5 years on the station. He spent his days cleaning, his nights watching old Earth sitcoms. The idea of him being responsible for the Queen's pregnancy was utterly absurd. The station's security chief, a gruff but fair Glargonian named Grak, Summon Xyler. Grak was a large, green creature with 6 arms and an even gruffer voice. Xyler, Grak boomed, the Queen's post is creating quite the stir. We need answers. Care to explain? Xyler, stammering and sweating, swore he hadn't even seen the Queen, let alone, well, you get the idea. Grak, despite his intimidating appearance, was a reasonable being. He suggested they investigate. A full-scale inquiry was launched, causing widespread chaos among the station's inhabitants. The investigation took weeks. Security footage was reviewed, countless ZZ Glorg were interviewed, and Xyler's alibi was thoroughly checked. The results were inconclusive. No direct evidence linked him to the Queen, but the timing coincided suspiciously with the period of her conception, according to her post. The station was buzzing with speculation. News crews from across the galaxy descended upon Xylos, eager for any tidbit of information. Meanwhile, the Galactic Reddit was a whirlwind of activity. Theories abounded, ranging from a clandestine affair to a bizarre interspecies experiment gone wrong. Some sympathized with the Queen, while others mocked Xyler, dubbing him the Galactic Lothario. A few even started betting on the baby's gender and possible abilities. One evening, while Xyler was nursing a lukewarm cup of nutrient paste, he received a private message on the Galactic Reddit. It was from a ZZ Glorga's handmaiden, a young ZZ Glorg named ZZ Gloria. She seemed sympathetic to his predicament. In a series of coded messages, she revealed a crucial detail. The Queen hadn't actually mentioned Xyler's name in the original post. She'd merely described the human as tall, with dark hair, and a habit of humming. This fact sent Xyler into a flurry of activity. He remembered something. Weeks ago, he had accidentally bumped into someone near the docking bay. A tall figure with dark hair, humming a tune. But it wasn't him humming. It had been someone else. Xyler recalled the face now, a human smuggler named Jax, known for his charming smile and uncanny ability to slip past security. Jax was known to be involved in several shady deals on the station. He possessed a knack for disguise, often using technology to alter his appearance. Armed with this new information, Xyler and Grak confronted Jax. Cornered, Jax confessed. He'd been impersonating Xyler, using advanced holographic technology. He'd managed to bypass all security measures and gain access to the Queen's quarters under the guise of a maintenance worker, leading to the unexpected pregnancy. Jax's motive? To blackmail the ZZ Glorg for a massive sum of money. The revelation was quickly broadcast to the Galactic Reddit. The original post by the Queen was corrected. Xyler was cleared of all charges. Jax was promptly arrested. The news spread like wildfire across the galaxy, prompting a mix of anger, relief, and amusement. The original story had been so dramatic, the twist was even more entertaining. Life on Xylos returned to normal. Except for Xyler, who now possessed an unexpected level of fame. He even received a few marriage proposals, one of which came from a surprisingly charming Glargonian woman, much to Grak's amusement. Xyler, once a lowly janitor, now had quite a story to tell, and an unexpected celebrity status. The incident served as a galactic cautionary tale about the power of social media and the importance of proper investigation before jumping to conclusions. And, perhaps most importantly, the need for better security around royalty. In a distant galaxy, on a planet called Xylith, the inhabitants were known as the Xylithians. They were tall, green-skinned beings with large eyes and long flowing hair. The Xylithian queen, named Illyra, was the most powerful ruler in the galaxy. She was wise and beautiful, but she had a secret: she wanted a child. Illyra had been watching the humans on the planet Earth for a long time. She admired their creativity and intelligence, and she believed that a mix between a Xylithian and a human would create a powerful new being. However, the idea of interacting with humans was complex. So, she turned to a popular intergalactic platform known as Galactic Reddit to discuss her thoughts with other alien leaders. One evening, while scrolling through Galactic Reddit, a post caught Illyra's eye. It was from a human named Jake. He was curious about alien life and wrote a message asking about their culture and technology. Illyra felt a spark of interest. This human seemed open-minded and kind. She decided to respond to him in a way that would catch his attention. With the help of her trusted advisor Malok, Illyra crafted a message. "Human, you've impregnated me," she wrote. The message was bold, and it was meant to stir curiosity and conversation. Illyra could not believe she was actually putting on a human touch to her words, but it felt liberating. The post went viral. Humans and aliens alike were amused and intrigued. Some laughed, while others were curious about what Illyra meant. Jake, who received a notification about the post, was startled. He quickly read the message, unsure if it was a joke or serious. He decided to reply. "Is that even possible? I am very far away from Zilith. I don't understand how a human can impregnate an alien queen. Is this a prank?" Illyra read his response and was delighted by his honesty. To make the situation lighter, she invited Jake to a video call. "Let me explain," she said. "You have some interesting genetics, and I believe they could be combined with mine to create a remarkable being." Jake felt a mix of excitement and skepticism. He had always dreamed of space travel, but never imagined he would be having discussions with an alien queen about creating a child. "Is this for real?" he asked her. "Yes, Jake. I am serious," Illyra replied earnestly. "I admire your species. But, we must perform a ceremony. The blending of our beings will require great intent and desire." As the days passed, the connection between Illyra and Jake grew deeper. They began to share their cultures, values, and stories. Jake learned about Zilithian traditions, their advanced technology, and their passion for art. Illyra, in turn, discovered more about Earth, its diverse cultures, and the beauty of human emotions. One day, while discussing their plans for the ceremony, Jake said, "Illyra, will you come to Earth? I want to show you my world." Illyra hesitated. Traveling to Earth would be dangerous for her, given that their two species were not always friendly. But her curiosity outweighed her fears. "Very well, Jake, I will come to Earth," she declared. With the help of her scientists, Illyra devised a way to disguise her Zilithian form and blend in with humans. She transformed into a human-like appearance, with curly brown hair and sparkling blue eyes. Once ready, she boarded her spaceship and traveled to Earth, excited to finally meet Jake. When Illyra arrived, she felt an electric energy in the air. Jake was waiting for her at an open park. When their eyes met, he was speechless. Illyra looked magnificent in her human form, an ethereal beauty not easily forgotten. "Illyra!" he exclaimed, rushing to her. They hugged tightly, feeling an instant connection. "You look amazing. I can't believe you're really here." They spent the day exploring the vibrant city, visiting museums, and enjoying human food. As they wandered the streets hand in hand, they laughed, shared stories, and fell deeper in love. However, not everyone was happy about their union. News of Illyra's visit spread quickly, capturing the attention of both Earthlings and Zilithians. Some humans viewed it as a threat, while others celebrated the unity of species. The Zilithians on Zilith were split, some supported their queen's choice, while others protested against human influence. Concerned for Illyra's safety, Jake suggested they go back to the park for a private conversation. "We need to think about what happens next," he said. "What if people don't accept us?" Illyra nodded, her heart heavy. "I knew this would be challenging, but the force bringing us together is powerful. I feel it in every part of me." They sat on a bench, gazing up at the sky. "We must show them love can defeat fear," Jake said. Let's hold a joint ceremony on both planets, a celebration of our union. Illyra's eyes sparkled with hope. Yes. If we unite our people, they may see the beauty in diversity. Together, they went back to their respective worlds and announced their plans. They crafted a grand ceremony that would take place simultaneously on Earth and Zilith, live streaming it across the galaxy. The event aimed to showcase not just their union, but the beauty of different cultures coming together. On the day of the ceremony, excitement filled the air. People from both planets gathered, their hearts open. As Jake and Illyra stood at the center, surrounded by friends and family, they spoke of unity, love, and understanding. They vowed to care for the new life they would bring into the universe, blending their unique heritages. As the ceremony drew to a close, Illyra turned to Jake and whispered, "I can already feel a change in the air. The universe is responding to our love." With shimmering lights and cheers from both planets, a new chapter began, one filled with hope, unity, and the promise of a beautiful future together. Through their connection, they would show the galaxy that love knows no boundaries, and when combined, different worlds could flourish together. The Galactic Reddit thread, "Humans, you've impregnated me," exploded with comments. Queen Xylar of the Xylos, a being of shimmering purple scales and 6 elegantly slender limbs, typed furiously. Her normally serene face, usually adorned with shimmering jewels, was flushed. This was unprecedented. Xylar, a powerful ruler of a technologically advanced civilization, had always considered humans peculiar. Their chaotic, unpredictable nature was baffling. Their penchant for irrational behavior and their almost comical lack of understanding of intergalactic diplomacy were the stuff of legend in the Xylos royal court. Yet, here she was, pregnant. Pregnant with a human child. The initial scan had been a mistake. A minor anomaly, her scientists had called it. Then came the second, third, and fourth scan, all confirming the impossible. Xylar, the apex predator of Xylos, the queen of a galaxy-spanning empire, was carrying a human baby. The father, according to her scientists, was a human named Captain Rex Nebula. He was apparently quite charming, according to the few Xylos ambassadors who'd encountered him during a recent trade delegation. He was a space explorer, known for his unconventional methods, and his remarkable ability to get himself into and out of incredibly dangerous situations. He was also incredibly good at dodging taxes, a fact that amused Xylar immensely. Panic rippled through the Xylos royal court. The advisors, creatures of logic and order, were thrown into utter chaos. What did one do with a human-alien hybrid? What were the social implications? And how on earth, literally, did it happen? Xylar, despite her initial shock, found herself oddly fascinated. She decided to go public. Not only was the situation unusual, but secrecy was impossible. The Galactic Reddit thread was her first step. She wanted answers, and she wanted them now. The thread went viral instantaneously. Speculation ran rampant. Is it a human Xylos hybrid? One comment read. Will it have scales and 6 legs? Asked another. What will its favorite food be? Will it be able to teleport like us? Does this mean war is inevitable? Asked a worried Zargonian. Xylar found herself laughing, a rare occurrence for the stoic queen. The comments were chaotic, emotional, and wildly imaginative. One even suggested a reality TV show chronicling the pregnancy. Meanwhile, on a dusty spaceport on a forgotten planet, Captain Rex Nebula was enjoying a well-deserved break after a daring mission. He was sipping a strange, purple-colored drink when his comms blared to life. It was a message from the Xylos home world. A direct message from Queen Xylar herself. The message was brief and to the point. Captain Nebula, I believe we need to have a conversation. Rex, still slightly tipsy, found this rather unusual. The Xylos were known for their formal communications. A direct message was unheard of. He had always been a bit of a wild card, and apparently, this had caught the attention of the galactic elite. He was also slightly nervous. He was not exactly known for being diplomatic. He set off for Xylos, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear, excitement, and a vague sense of impending doom. The ship's AI, a sarcastic and highly intelligent program named Halley, constantly reminded him of his questionable past, particularly the tax evasion incidents. The journey to Xylos was long, but filled with anticipation. He'd prepared his best spacesuit, hoping that at least his appearance would make a decent impression. He was certain that he didn't want to face off against an angry alien queen. Upon arriving at the Xylos Palace, Rex found himself in a breathtaking hall, filled with shimmering crystals and impossibly advanced technology. He was led to a throne room where Xylar awaited, surrounded by her court. Xylar, regal and imposing, regarded him with a mixture of amusement and curiosity. "Captain Nebula," she said, her voice melodious yet commanding. "I believe we have something to discuss. Namely, the fact that you're going to be a father." Rex, speechless, could only stare. The truth of the situation was as bizarre as the circumstances in which he'd encountered the Queen. The unexpected circumstances of his fatherhood gave him a new perspective on life and the universe. He never thought he'd find himself in this situation. This was a life-changing event in ways he had never imagined. The conversations that followed were long, filled with explanations, apologies, and many more questions than answers. The Galactic Reddit thread continued to grow, with Xylar regularly updating it with amusing anecdotes from her conversations with Rex. The impending birth of the human Xylos hybrid became a galactic event. It was no longer just a scandal, it was a fascinating phenomenon, a testament to the unpredictable nature of the universe, and the even more unpredictable nature of humans. The unexpected turn of events was captivating the entire galaxy. The tale of the human who impregnated the alien queen became a part of galactic folklore, a story passed down through generations to come.